back. One of my most anticipated events coming up this weekend. Kevin Holland, Derek Brunson. Very excited to see if Kevin Holland keep it going. I thought he was in prime position, man. He was fighting this weekend. Paulo Costa had to pull out of his fight with Robert Whitaker April 17th. So that's like 3-4 weeks away. Kevin Holland, if he won, he was going to call out Robert Whitaker and try to get in short notice. But what are we, 4 or 5 days out from the fight? They booked Kevin Gastelum to go against Robert Whitaker, so that fight is no longer available. Even though Kevin Holland would 100% be down to take that fight. Vegas 22, that's what's coming up. Cheyenne Bays versus Montserrat Ruiz is kicking off the main card. Bays is 5-1, won her contract on the Contender Series August 2020, her last fight. She'll be making her debut now. Here's 1 win by TKO and 4 decision wins. Her only lost decision win to Helen Peralta in her second pro fight. She's 5'3", 63-inch reach. She'll be going up against Ruiz, who is 5 foot even, 61-inch reach. So giving up a little bit of a size advantage. 9-1 though. She will also be making her UFC debut. Her only lost to Danielle Taylor, not in her last fight, but the fight right before that. July of 2020 was her last fight. Right before that, her last fight was December 2018, so a little over a year and a half off before her last fight. Now we're looking at a little under a year from her most recent fight. Her one loss, Danielle Taylor, is immediately sticks out. That Danielle Taylor is obviously better than Helen Peralta, whoever that is. So Ruiz has fought high level of competition. She's given up a size advantage. Baez coming in as a favorite. I'm going to go Cheyenne Baez easily. Probably by a decision. I wouldn't think that she's going to be able to finish her. Song Kien's taking on Max Griffin. Max Griffin coming off of that knockout or TKO over Ramiz Badahari, where he attacked that ear so much that the ear was flopping off. The last punch that he threw actually ripped the ear. Kind of like see into his fucking head and shit. That shit was sick. He's 16-8. He's never been He's only been finished one time, and that was TKO to Colby Covington, 2016. UFC debut that was. He's 4-6 in the UFC now. Of course, we just talked about his last fight, fucking ripping his ear off. 8 out of 16 of his wins via knockout, and he is a very, very good counter striker. Max Griffin's always been known for his striking, but if you pay a little bit closer attention to his striking, he's a really good counter striker. He's really good at reading punches coming in, moving out of the way and giving one back. He's also really good at his footwork. He's good at staying on the outside, and that all just revolves around counter striking. He's a really, really, really good counter striker. Kenan is 16-5, only been finished twice in his career, both prior to the UFC. He's got a TKO loss over Brad Radel, 2017, and a TKO loss to Israel Adesanya, 2015. He's 4-1 in the UFC, 8 out of 16 his wins via knockout, 6 by submission, 5-inch reach disadvantage coming into the fight to Max Griffin. It's going to suck when Max Griffin is a counter striker. Now, I didn't think that this was going to be the case. Ken has fought guys like Adesanya and Riddell. Those are middleweights. And Griffin has always been a welterweight. So you would think that the guy coming in fighting at middleweight, that fought at middleweight at some point, is going to have a little bit of a size advantage. No, 5-inch reach disadvantage. Yeah, Kevin Holland. I got Kevin Holland too, Dusty. Or Dustin. Yeah, Dusty on Facebook. What's up, Dustin? But yeah, I'll spoil it too. I got Holland. I fucking back Holland hard, buddy, man. This dude's cool as hell. He's a good guy. He's got a extremely likable fighting style. So what's there not to like about his fighting style? I'm gonna give it to Griffin just based off the 5-inch reach disadvantage. I think that Kean probably is the harder hitter. I don't think he'll be able to connect as much against Max Griffin, who is an excellent counter striker. Adrian Yanez versus Gustavo Lopez, I think, will be one of the best fights on the card. Of course, Kevin Holland will probably steal the show in the main event, but one of the best fights on the card, I believe. Lopez coming into the fight 12-5, 11 finishes, 6 submissions, 5 knockouts. He's only finished twice in his career, both by knockout, both before the UFC. Andre Ewell and John Castenda. Yeah, I wanted to take a little pause real quick. Dustin, I really wanted to go to the Jacksonville one, but I know since this is their first full capacity fight, and one, and then two, it's a pay per view. They're going to be charging so much money. I'm not paying that much money to fucking. I already have that's already like an 8 hour drive to fucking Jacksonville, 6 7 hour drive to Jacksonville. I'm not gonna make that drive and then have to pay fucking $300-400 for a fucking ticket. You're crazy out of their mind. If they come back to Jacksonville for like a fight night, maybe. Yeah, check them out. Let me know because I think they're gonna be fucking expensive. They might not though. They might just fucking be giving out discounts because of fucking all this COVID shit that just happened. But I don't see a ride down to Jacksonville going in what's that, April? I think in the fight in April. I think if it's in April, I'm not going to Jacksonville in April. It's not gonna happen. What were we saying? Both before the UFC, Andre Well, John Casenda, 1-1 in the UFC. He's got a submission win over Anthony Birchak in his last fight, and a decision loss to Mirab Dvalishvili in his UFC debut. Yeah, see, fuck that, way too soon. And then Yanez is 1-0 in the UFC. He's got a knockout over Victor Rodriguez in his last fight, 12-3 total. Never been finished in his career. 2 out of 3 has lost his worst split decisions. So 2 out of the 3 decisions that he's lost in his career, at least one of the 3 judges saw it that he won the fight. He's got 9 finishes, 7 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's going to want to keep it standing. Lopez will probably bang with him for a really long time and then might try to rely on his wrestling. But I think Yanez is going to be way too much, way too early. He's probably going to get an early first, second round finish against Gustavo Lopez. Tai Tuivasa takes on Don'Tale Mayes. This is another one where it was really hard to pick because Don'Tale Mayes 6'6", 81-inch reach. Tuivasa 6'2", 75-inch reach. So a huge size advantage for Don'Tale Mayes. Don'Tale Mayes 8-4 though, 1-2 in the UFC. Won a decision over Ruick Martinez, and lost by submissions to Cyril Gane and Rodrigo Nascimento. Yeah, I got Tuivasa too. I mean, I'm the size advantage is something. Yeah, Tuivasa is definitely going to strike with him, and that could be a problem with Mayes. He's 2-1 in the Contender Series. His one loss to Alan Crowder, 2018. 2 knockouts after that in the Contender Series. Finally got his contract. Tuivasa 10-3, 3-3 in the UFC. Then got cut, restructured his contract, came back, and beat Stefan Struve. Those 3 fights that he lost at the end of his first run were Junior Dos Santos, Vladimir Ivanov, and Sergey Spivak. I'm going to change my pick. 9 out of 10 wins by knockout, so he's going to want to stand up with Mayes. I'm going to go Don'Tale Mayes as a plus 205 underdog. I think his size and the fact that, dude's got a 6-inch reach advantage alone, just reach. And if they're going to be striking with each other, yeah, two of us has got a lot of power. But if Don'Tale, and this is a big if, because, Don'Tale Mayes is not that experienced. He's not that high level. But if he's able to keep Tuivasa on the outside, he could pick Tuivasa apart, man, with that big of a reach advantage. And we've already seen Tuivasa he could beat the lower level guys, but he loses to guys Dos Santos, Vladimir Ivanov, who has great boxing, Sergey Spivak, Junior Dos Santos got great boxing. All those guys got great stand up. What's he going to look like against a guy who may not have as good a stand up? It's heard some shit. May not have as good a stand up, but has a significant size advantage on him and has got knockout power. We've seen knock out plenty of guys before. Both his fights in the Contender Series. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. I think it was like 4 or 5 of his wins via knockout. Yeah, 4 out of 8 of his wins were knockouts. 2 coming on the Contender Series, of course. But, he's got power in his hands. He's got way more reach on Tuivasa, so I'm going to go Don'Tale Mayes there. Gregor Gillespie, Brad Riddell. Gillespie, 7-time gold medalist, national champion, Division I wrestling, 1-time silver medalist, 13-1. Only loss was a head kick knockout to Kevin Lee in his last fight in November 2019. So he's took about a year and 4 or 5 months off. Finally making a return. He's 6-1 in the UFC. He 11 out of 13 of his wins are finishes, 5 submissions, 6 knockouts. Biggest wins include Vince Pichel, Yancy Medeiros, so no real high-level wins. I think he's got to come back strong. I think he's a way more dominant wrestler than Riddell. Riddell, 59-10 pro kickboxing, 9-1 MMA. He's only lost his submission loss to Abel Brites in his 4th pro fight. He's 3-0 in the UFC. He's got wins over Jamie Malarkey, Magomed Mustafayev, and Alex De Silva. I don't think that he's going to be able to stop the takedown with Gregor Gillespie. Now, he does train with great wrestlers. I think Alexander Volkanovski's out there. But, Gregor Gillespie just has a different type of pace. When we see guys that are in the UFC and they got great wrestling, we see Division II, Division III. We don't see Division I 7-time national title and then 1 silver. You just don't see guys with that high level of wrestling, and it's going to be great. It's kind of like just trying to, Hani Yaya, who just fought last week. He coming into the fight, he's an old guy. He's going to strike with you a little bit. He's going to take you down. He's going to try to submit you, and that's exactly what he did because that's how good he is. That's his strong suit, and if he is able to use that on you, you're probably going to lose. He's probably going to be able to finish the fight. And if Gregor Gillespie is able to get the takedown, he is going to be able to just ragdoll Brad Riddell and win the fight. Minus 260 favorite. I got to go with it, Gregor Gillespie. Kevin Holland, Derek Brunson. I already gave you my pick. I got Derek Brunson, but let me tell you why. He's got a 2-inch height, 4-inch reach advantage. He's 21-5, 11 knockouts in his career, 5-0 in 2020. He's got knockout wins over Anthony Hernandez, Joaquin Buckley, Charlie Ontervios, who severely injured his neck, and I don't think he's going to fight again, and Jacare Souza. He also has a split decision win over Darren Stewart in 2020. He's never been knocked out in his career. His only 2 submission losses, or not his only 2 submission losses, but 2 of his submission losses are to Rafael Lovato Jr. and Brendan Allen, 2 guys who are very, very, very good jiu-jitsu guys. Lovato's a black belt, was submitting everybody in Bellator. And, Kevin Holland has shown that his striking is on a different kind of level. Derek Brunson, 21-7, 5 knockout losses. So, susceptible to being knocked out. Never been submitted in his career. Go figure. He's not going to get submitted against Holland. He's got knockout losses to Israel Adesanya, Jacare Souza twice, who Kevin Holland was able to knock out, Robert Whitaker, and Yoel Romero. He's on a 3-fight winning streak at the moment. Decision win over Elias Theodorou and Ian Hayesh. And he also has a knockout win over Edmund Shabazian. Yeah, I know he's undefeated now with the Shabazian fight and the fucking Ian Hayesh fight. Was he fucking switched when he fought with when the fight with Theodorou? I'm not sure. Either whatever the case is, man. You switch teams, you do all this. There's still levels, man. There's still levels to striking in MMA, and if Derek Brunson's not on that level, he's on the level of beating Edmund Shabazian. I know, but Edmund Shabazian was how young when he fought. He was like 2 years, 3 years in MMA when he fought Derek Brunson. This guy Kevin Holland's been in MMA for. I'm gonna double check. I don't want to be wrong, but far longer than 2 or 3 years before he's fighting right now. He also has a kickbox. He's 2-1 in pro kickboxing. Let's see when he became a pro mixed martial artist. 2015. So he's been a professional. Yeah, he's been no. He can't be 4-0. Brunson, at least. Brunson can't be 4-0 at the new team because he's on a 3-fight winning streak. He lost before that to before the 3-fight winning streak, he lost to Israel Adesanya. That was 2018. So he's on a 3-fight winning streak right now. But yeah, Kevin Holland, a guy that's been a professional for the past 6 years and is far better of a striker than Derek Brunson. I don't think he's going to have an issue with him. I think he's going to be pretty easy. Keep it standing. Keep yourself at distance. You're probably going to get in his head a little bit with the stare down, the trash talk, the in-fight trash talk. You're not going to see the same calm. Edmund Shabazian was a real stoic, not trash talk, young up and comer. He didn't want to get inside Brunson's head. It was actually probably a little bit the other way as far as the mind games go. But I think Kevin Holland's got so many paths to victory. It's not even funny. And Derek Brunson literally has one, and that's if he could take Kevin Holland down, which we've seen. We've seen Kevin Holland get taken down by Jacare Souza, and he was in a bad position. But the dexterity that Kevin Holland went to pop his foot out, roll up, like roll his body up, and throw that right hand that with such power to knock out Jacare Souza just makes you think that even if he gets taken down, he'll figure something out. I was scared in that fight. I was big scared. I was like, damn, man, Kevin Holland's going to lose. Jacare got him down. And he found a way, man. So you can't count him out. You take him down, whatever, you still, even then, you can't count him out. I got him by knockout, too. I think Derek Brunson, we've seen Derek Brunson get knocked out by the head kick from Israel Adesanya and then followed up with some punches. I think it's not far-fetched to think that Kevin Holland's just going to pick him apart on the outside, pick his punches, until in the later rounds, Derek Brunson just can't handle it anymore. So Kevin Holland there, pretty easy for me. The rest of the card, Marion Renew, Macy Chassin, Leonardo Santos, Grant Dawson, Trevin Giles is going to be fighting Roman Delatze, Montel Jackson versus Jesse Stater. Jackson, I think, coming in on the biggest favorite on the card at minus 500. Jesse Stater does not like that. Jesse, I seen an interview with him today. And he thinks he's got full confidence in himself that he could finish Montel Jackson on Saturday. Julia Alvia versus Julia Stolarenko. JP Bays versus Bruno Gustavo de Silva. Anthony Bierchek's supposed to be getting another fight. He was supposed to fight Johnny Eduardo. Eduardo won't be able to be there for visa issues. So they're going to see if they can get Bierchek another fight, but it is Tuesday, so I would think if they don't announce something by the morning, we're probably not going to see a replacement for Bierchek. If we don't, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 fight card we're looking at on Saturday. And this rolls into the pay-per-view the following week. Let's see. Stipe versus Ngannou 2, March 27th. That's going to be a good one. Woodley Luque, Volkanovski, we just talked about him, versus Brian Ortega. He's defending his title. Sean O'Malley thinks he's still undefeated. He's taking on Thomas Almeida. Alonzo Menafield, William Knight's finally going to happen. That's a great fight. Jared Gooden's back. He's fighting Abrakar Nurmagomedov. So, big fight for Jared Gooden. Jillian Robinson, Miranda Maverick. We were supposed to see that a few weeks ago. And Abu Azatar is actually making his return. I know they said they cut, what was his name? Azir Azatar, whatever the fuck the other kid's name was, because of the bag thing where they snuck the bag into Fight Island. Apparently they went back on that and said that he is going to fight in the UFC again. And his brother that was supposed to be cornering him there and was there during the whole bag thing, will be fighting not this weekend but next weekend. So we got that to look forward to too. I got a feeling Francis, any fight you're going to think Francis has a chance in, without a doubt. Stipe, though, he just knows how to get it done. He knows how to wrestle. He knows how to get up and play defensive and until he can land his shots. I think my girl's coming around the corner. Marley's going to want to jump in the video. But I don't know. At an early look, I got Stipe, but I could see Francis winning it easily. Stipe has been caught before. He's been hurt in many fights, so I could see it. You want to say hey? Jump in. Say what up, dude.
Who is it?
Oh, there's a couple people there.
The world. Hello, world.
It's all good. I'm out. It was done anyway. It was the end of the video. Love you more. But see you next Saturday or next Tuesday. Sorry, next Tuesday. Next Tuesday for we'll be predicting Stipe and Francis. Early prediction. I got Stipe. I'm gonna look into it a little bit more. Francis Ngannou's last couple fights. See how he's evolving as an MMA fighter and and we'll make our prediction then. But until next Tuesday, stay barbecue. Appreciate you hanging out, Dustin. Always appreciate your opinion. And we'll see you next Tuesday, guys.